All right, so today we're looking at this electric stand-up desk converter by Mount It. So now you can see it is on our regular desk right here, and I've got my Mac Mini set up over here on the side. Now this is what's gonna plug over into my monitor, and you can see this thing is huge. You could actually do dual monitor setup on here, so you could have one monitor here and then one monitor over on the side. Now, I like using this as pretty much just like a 3-station setup. So I have my MacBook right here in the middle. I've got my iPad sitting over here on the side. And then I've got my larger monitor here, which is connected to a second computer. And I'm able to control that computer with this keyboard and this mouse. So this is a perfect setup for me. Let's go ahead and actually demo it now. So over here on the side, let me show you, there's some buttons over here. And these are gonna be your buttons to increase or decrease the height. So if I go ahead and click this one, you can see it's not gonna do anything because it's already down at its lowest height. And if I click this one, it's going to start increasing. So let's go on back over this way and let's turn this from a sit desk all the way to a standing desk. And this thing goes up pretty high. You can see I've got it on this desk right here. And this is actually an electric desk, but this electrical component doesn't work anymore. But you can see here, just wanna make sure all my cables are good. This thing goes super high. So obviously it's gonna depend on how high your table actually is or how high the desk is that you're gonna be setting it up on. But you can see this is perfect for me to be at a standing position. I'm able to see right at my monitor, I can see my iPad, and I can see my laptop right here in the middle. So it's great when you kind of want to get up off of sitting down all the time. You know, I don't like sitting all day. It's nice to be able to get up. Sometimes I'll even throw my walking pad down here at the bottom and I'm able to walk while I work. Now for reference, this is about 18.5 to 19 inches tall. So you can see how high this actually is. And let's look at some of the other measurements as well. So from the back to the front, it's about 23 to 24 inches. Now you also have this component right here in the middle. This is mostly gonna be for your mouse and keyboard. So if you do have your monitors here, you're gonna wanna put your mouse and keyboard down here. You can also have it up here as well. So this piece actually detaches. You don't necessarily need to install this piece if you don't want to. You could also just put your keyboard right up here and then work from there. So it kind of just depends on how it is you wanna do it. I obviously like having more desk space, especially since most of the time I'm gonna be using my laptop and my Mac Mini. So having that extra component on there is definitely a must. You could also see that this goes out as well. So there's still a little bit of space over here on the side. So if you are someone who likes moving around, or if you kind of wanna just slide stuff in like that to hide it away, you definitely can. So very functional. Now I just wanna show you the measurements on this as well. So this is gonna be about 35 inches wide, and it's pretty deep as well. It's about a foot deep. So you are able to fit a larger keyboard like this. You are able to fit a mouse like this. And one thing that I really like is I'm not always someone who likes sitting at a perfect straight on at my desk. I actually like sitting sideways. So I'll kind of sit over here on the side like this, and it's nice because I could actually position my keyboard all the way off to the side. Now the edges of this are nice and smooth as well, so these aren't gonna hurt your wrists and your forearms like a lot of other ones. These are actually smooth, rounded corners instead of straight corners. Same thing up here at the top here. So if you don't want to use this piece and you're just working on this desk, then same thing. This is nice rounded corners. It is not going to hurt your forearms, which is a huge thing, especially if you're working all day. Now, one thing that you're going to notice here is that my iPad is sitting in this little crevice right here. So let me move this out of the way. You can see that this is going to fit perfectly right here. And it's also going to have these pieces inside. So you can go ahead and stick your charging cables through here as well. Now you aren't really able to fit like an HDMI cable or anything like that. And another thing to notice here is iPads larger than 10 inches are not gonna fit. So this is gonna be mostly for having your iPad vertical or those smaller readers. Now the electronics on this is nice and smooth. You can see, you can also really fine tune and adjust exactly where you want it to be. If I just click it like this, you can see how minuscule and how small it's actually moving, which I love about it because you want to get that exact perfect position, and you're not able to do that with some of the other ones where they just have level modes. Now another good part of the design is if you look back here, there's actually a small curvature, and this is going to be perfect for your cables. So if you wanted to push this all the way up the wall, you can see there's a nice curve here. Your cables are able to fit right through the middle. So again, great job on the design with this, but overall you can see that this desk is extremely sturdy. sturdy. You're probably gonna want somebody to help you lift it. It was pretty heavy. I just had someone help me bring it upstairs. But this is gonna fit on pretty much any desk. The legs itself are about 21 inches deep, which is gonna fit on pretty much any standard size desk. So you're not gonna have to worry about that. It's also gonna have rubber feet at the bottom as well. So this is not gonna slide around. You can see if I push it, the only thing that's moving is my actual desk legs. Everything else is staying very stable. And then one more thing is if you look down here, there is gonna be one single USB port right there. So if you wanted to plug in maybe like a phone charger or something, that is perfect. So if you've got a desk and you don't want to buy a whole standing desk, this is a great alternative because you could just go ahead and convert any table or desk into a standing desk. It's also nice too when it's at its lowest setting as well. So you don't necessarily always have to have it in that standing position. You can have it down just like this and having it sit on like a dining table or any type of table that you've got in the house, and you can sit down and work at it as well. So this is an awesome option if you want to convert a regular table into a desk, and also if you're going to be working on dual monitors or a multi-monitor setup like I have here. So if you're looking for a setup like this, I would definitely recommend picking one of these up.